Okay, for science this week, we are going over weather. So we're going to be tracking the weather this week, and we're going to be talking about different tools to help us track the weather. So first, let's go over vocabulary. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Number one says a blank studies weather. So what would make sense? Atmosphere, temperature, meteorologist, humidity, precipitation, or forecast? What is the person called that studies weather? Javan? Meteorologist. Good. So meteorologist is number one. So these are the people that you see on the news that are giving you the weather. They'll say the forecast for the week. What's the weather going to be tomorrow or over the week and on the weekend. Okay. A blank is a description of important weather conditions expected in the upcoming week or day. Okay. Upcoming week, meaning it hasn't happened yet, but they can give you a prediction. And that's called a, anybody know? The meteorologist gives us a forecast of the upcoming week. So the forecast means it's the description of the weather that's expected in the upcoming week or day. Okay, the next one, blank is sleet, rain, snow, or hail that falls from the sky and reaches the ground. Okay, we've used these two. When you have rain, another word for that is what? Anybody know? Kelsey?
Another one is precipitation.
Good, precipitation. So basically anything wet that falls from the sky is called precipitation. Sleet, rain, snow, or hail. That's called precipitation. Okay? Blank is a way to measure heat or cold. Aaliyah? Temperature. Yes, ma'am.
I've actually been working on thermometers in IXL. I got
Oh, good.
to 70
The blank is the amount of water vapor in the atmosphere.
Ooh.
Okay, this is when it starts to feel really muggy outside.
Humidity.
We might say it's what, Aaliyah? Humid, and so that is humidity, the amount of water vapor in the air. Okay, the air that surrounds the earth is called the atmosphere. Okay, so those are the important words that you will hear a lot when we're talking about weather. Meteorologist is the person that gives us the forecast on the news. Precipitation is when they're talking about the rain, sleet, snow, or hail. Temperatures, how hot or cold it is. Humidity is when it's very wet in the air, so they call that water vapor in the air. And then the atmosphere is the air that surrounds the earth. Okay, so the tools. Thermometer measures what? Oh yeah? Hot or cold? anemometer. It looks like this. This actually measures the wind speed. Wind speed. And it looks like this. So this one kind of looks like a compass, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks like a compass or a watch thing.
This is called barometer. So you might hear meteorologists talk about the barometric pressure. They're talking about air pressure. This is a good way for meteorologists to predict whether a storm is coming. If there's pressure, higher pressure, that usually indicates a storm is coming. Okay, and the last one is a wind vane. You see these letters N-E-W-S. What do you think that stands for? Yes. North, east, south, west. So those are directions, right? This is called a wind vane. So what do you think it's going to measure? Kelsey?
I think it's going to measure like the wind. It's going to like
Wind direction. It's going to tell you what way the wind is blowing. Okay? Okay, now we have our weather chart to fill in. So today is Monday, February 8th. So you could just put 2/8/21. So let's talk about the words you might hear a meteorologist say to describe the weather. What might a meteorologist say to describe the weather? What's one, Allie?
wind direction.
No. He might say it's sunny. He
Or
might say it's cloudy. He might say it's
rainy.
foggy.
Rainy, foggy.
Not rainy, not really.
Like driplets.
You might say it's hot.
It's cold.
But rainy would be, yeah, you could say rainy, sunny, cloudy, rainy, hot, cold, foggy, windy.
It's like they might say it's gonna rain on Tuesday. January 1st.
Okay, so let's talk about the cloud cover. When we went outside today, what did you notice about the clouds?
They were like foggy. They were like
It was very cloudy, right? So we could say overcast. You might hear that word. So you could say cloudy or overcast. Okay, and now a good way to search the weather, we're going to pull up a website. Okay, so if you didn't have a phone to look up your weather on an app, you would go online, and that's what we're going to do. Okay, so we want to know New Waverly, right? So we're going to type in New Waverly, Texas. Okay, so here's New Waverly. We have 64 degrees, and that's Fahrenheit. We're going to go ahead and put the high and the low. So over here on the right, you guys see where it has two temperatures?
Yes.
68 is the high, and 56 is the low. So back to our sheet. Temperature 68 for the high, 56 for the low. We use Fahrenheit here, but some places use Celsius. That's why you see a C.
Celsius.
Precipitation. So we talked about precipitation. That means the rain, sleet, snow, or hail. So usually they give you a percentage. This says 1% chance of rain through 1 p.m., but overnight we might get up to 10% chance.
So that means what?
So we could say the chance of rain today is, if you look down, it says, we'll just say 1%, because that's what it is for the school day for the most part. So 1%. So you would write 1% chance. That's very, very small chance that it would rain. Now some people get confused. If it says 100% chance of rain, that doesn't mean you're going to get a bunch of rain. That just means you have a 100% chance that it will rain.
It'll mist.
It could be a mist. It could be rain all day. Wind direction. Okay, so let's go back to our weather website. And we see the wind is 11 miles per hour. Y'all see right here?
Yes.
Okay, so the direction, I don't see it on this website. So let's see if we can find something else. Okay, so we found the wind for this afternoon. It says mostly cloudy with a high near 69, south wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. So we can say for the wind direction on our chart, we would say south. And the other one that we want to pay attention to, or we're just going to add down below, is the air pressure. Okay? Because you might notice on days that it rains a pattern. Maybe the air pressure goes up or it goes down. So let's see what it is today. So here it is. Pressure 29.99 inches. So you could just put 29.99 and we'll track the air pressure for the rest of the week and see what happens. Okay? That's all we're going to do today. This is something you need to keep track of all week long, so where should we keep it?
We should keep it in our progress.
In your work in progress. Do not take this home. We're going to fill it in every day of the week and notice any patterns, because is that what a meteorologist does?
Yes.
Yes.
Track.
They track weather so they can find patterns. That's how they give us a forecast. If they're not tracking the weather over a long period of time, they're not probably going to be able to give us a very good forecast of what can be expected. Okay, so why should we care about the weather?
Because it shows us like what we're gonna get. We're gonna get.
You might get a tornado coming or really bad stuff
So why would I want to know the weather?
to make sure if you're safe.
To stay safe. To maybe know if you're going to travel somewhere,
Yeah.
a type of clothing you should bring. Okay? Or maybe you might need an umbrella, or maybe you don't need an umbrella.
Or you might need some safety boots.
Okay? So if I went outside today and the ground was wet, what could you infer just happened?
We got like
What could you infer happened if I went outside and the ground was wet or muddy?
it rained.
It rained. Okay? Can anybody think of anything else on why we should care about the weather? What about at school? Why do we care about the weather at school?
To keep the children safe.
What do you think, Evangeline?
To wear
To wear
the right clothes.
the right clothing. When you get up in the morning and you know you're going to play outside at recess, you don't want to wear shorts if it's going to be 30 degrees. Okay. Also at school, you might want to know the weather because we don't want to go outside if there's a tornado coming. We want to be aware of the outside conditions, okay? Why do you think when you get up in the morning, the temperature is usually colder, and then as the day goes on, it warms up? What do you think causes that, Kelsey?
I think, because throughout the day,
Where's the sun in the morning? Is it low in the sky or high in the sky? Evangeline? It's low because it's just coming up, right?
Yeah.
So we're not getting very much light. So it's colder. Then as the day goes on, the sun is higher up in the sky. So we're getting more sunlight because it's higher above us. And that is what is causing it to warm up. Then as the day goes on, what happens to the temperature? Evangeline? It starts getting colder again. Why is that?
Because when the sun is up, it makes heat, and when the sun's down, it makes cold.
Good. When the sun starts going down again in the evenings, it starts to get colder because we don't have as much daylight. Okay? So in the morning and at night, it's colder because we don't have as much daylight. And then the sun gets higher in the sky, it gets warmer. Right, Allie?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's all we're going to talk about today for weather. So keep track of your weather chart, and we'll add to that every single day.